quick workshop. We're going to do a quick workshop today on how to make videos, or not videos, how to make design materials that you can use for either print or that you can use for your digital marketing materials. And we're going to, I'm going to show you some tips, some tricks, some tools that you can use to increase the probability that people will, number one, click on your image if it is a if it's an image that you're sharing digitally, or grab the flyer or something that will connect with them. So give me just a moment here. I'm going to fix the background really quickly here, and then auto, perfect. All right, there, now the color's a little bit better. All right, so now you guys can see me a little bit better. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I'm going to, bye, take care, feel better. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen to show everybody. Well, let's start with some slides. So welcome everyone. My name is Professor Tanya Hertz. I'm professor of entrepreneurship, and I've been teaching entrepreneurship for about the last 15 or so years. I teach over at San Diego State University. I also am the director of the entrepreneurship program here at Miramar College. I have made thousands upon thousands of pieces of marketing material. I've helped a lot of people to start their companies and raise capital for their companies, sell their company. I was voted most influential faculty at SDSU 3 or 4 years. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I also got the 2020 Woman of the Year Award, which I was really proud of. And I also the director of the Get Cooking program. We have a grant where we give people money to start home-based food businesses. So if you're interested in that, we've got some money that we can give out for that. All right, so let's talk about marketing materials. People see a lot of marketing materials on a daily basis. About 360 commercial messages humans see every single day. That doesn't sound like, or maybe it does sound like a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot of commercial messages. But the average online ad only receives about 1/3 of 1 second of someone's time. That's how long they'll give you, 1/3 of 1 second before moving on to the next image. And most of the decisions that we make about what we're going to buy are done on a subconscious level, right? We're not logically, pragmatically thinking typically about what we need to buy, what we want to buy. It happens on a much deeper and more hidden level. So studies show that 91.7% of ads featuring a person's face will get more attention than an ad that does not have a human face on it. And that's because we as human beings are hardwired to look at other human being faces, right? As humans, we have the propensity to find faces even when faces aren't there, right? If you're looking at images, very often our brain will try to make a face out of that image. We look at other people's faces. We want to look at other people's faces as humans. And so knowing that that's a reality and knowing that happened, when you put a human's face in an ad, it's 11 times more likely to get noticed than an ad without a human being's face. Okay. We also, as human beings, prefer faces that are happy. We prefer people that are smiling. We tend to prefer people who have more symmetrical faces, who are good looking. I mean, I hate to say it, but humans are more likely to buy from people who are more stereotypically physically appealing than not. And so again, knowing that all of this is true, when we're creating marketing material, we can do things to our images and we can include things that help us to get noticed and help us to sell things. So when you have an ad with a human face, 91.7% more likely people are going to choose the ad on the left as opposed to the ad on the right. Right? That's a significant increase. And as an entrepreneur, people are more likely to prefer ads with you as the entrepreneur than somebody else, Even if you're not stereotypically photogenic, there are things that you can do to increase the probability that people will be drawn to your face and like your face. So we can use the power of the face to make our ads more effective. And it's not just about having an ad with a smiling person in the ad, but there's also a lot of research that's been done on where our eyes go to in the ad after we look at the face. So the very first thing we're going to look at in any ad with a human face is the eyes, right? Our eyes will go immediately to the eyes, but where the person looks next is dependent on where the eyes in the image are looking.
I just did that.
Did you?
I just did that.
Right. He was so he was just saying he just did that. He looked at the person and then immediately looked over to what she's looking at. That's where we look. So if you look at this over on the image on the right, it shows the red shows the parts of the ad where people's eyes are drawn to. So people will look first at her eyes. The very first thing we look at are the eyes, right? Then we immediately look, what is she looking at? What is she seeing? And so we go immediately over to the image. And this was a really smart ad because you see her eyes, and where she's looking on the left there, it goes right not only to the image of the product, but the label and the logo, right? So if you can include in your marketing materials a picture of your face better than other people's faces, where you look visually appealing, right? And then you're looking at your logo, that's ideal, right? So this is another image of where the eyes are going to go, and it says, like a hummingbird moving between flowers, the eye darts between areas of focus, starting with the baby's face. So the first thing we look at, baby's face, and then immediately, what's that baby looking at? So this is all based on where people's eyes went after they first looked at that image. Right? So knowing that all of these things are true, we can make sure to take advantage of the power of the face when we are making our marketing materials. So Canvas is an amazing tool that we can use to create marketing materials. And I'm going to show you how to create a Canvas ad. And the beauty of Canvas is that we can create one type of marketing material like a flyer or a Facebook ad or an Instagram ad. And then we have the ability using that program to duplicate that ad into any other medium that we want to use. And so we do this a lot here at the Rec Lab. We'll create one image, and then based on that one image, create many more images. We can post everywhere, to Instagram, to Facebook, to LinkedIn. We can have our hard copies. We can have posts to the classes, et cetera. And all of those ads, as much as humanly possible, include 5 critical pieces of information and a human face, right? A human face. So the 5 critical pieces are who, what, when, where, and then that call to action. And then that human face, we want to do a couple of things to that human face to increase the probability that people will actually like it and look at it. So when we're picking pictures to use of people, we want to use high quality images. We want to use high quality images of our logo. So no fuzzy, bad quality. As much as possible, we want to include our logo on every piece of design material that we create. We want to think about color, right? Think about the color for your business, because you're always working on branding, your brand identity. And then you want to make it very easy for people to, number 1, find you, number 2, reach you, and number 3, give you money. Never make it difficult for people to find you, to reach you, or to give you money, right? So, yeah, and we'll show about how to do that here in just a little bit. So I, right before this workshop, I was outside and I was thinking, okay, let's make, in the workshop, I'm going to make a little image for everybody to see as we go. So I was going to take a picture of myself. And so that's what I did. So let me go ahead and find that picture of myself. I texted it to myself. And there's a couple of things that we can do. Remember when I said that we want people like when people look good in an image. So you want to go through your image and do anything that you can to the image to make sure that that person in the image is, looks good, right? They look good. So that might mean adjusting the color or adjusting, or even doing things like whitening the teeth or getting rid of acne. I should have gotten rid of that red bump on my nose, but that's okay. Another thing that you can do to make an image more visually appealing and more likely for people to want to click on it or look at it is you can turn the image into a cartoon. Right, a cartoon. So this is, I don't like the way my eye looked in this one though, so I don't think I'm going to use that one. Let me go the other one here. So I picked an image of me looking up and over to the side because I wanted to do what we learned, right? We'll look at the eyes and then we'll look from the eyes to the logo or whatever we want them to look at. And so I took a picture of myself looking up and to the side, and then I cartooned that image. So the way that you cartoon an image is there's an app called Toon Me. That's TOONEME, Toon Me. And you can upload an image to Toon Me and then cartoonize that image, turn it into a cartoon, like a painting, right? It makes it, people are that person, people are significantly more likely to click on or like an image that has been cartoonized or basically modified this way than they are to a real true human image of a person. So you can see these two images side by side. For marketing material, you can see how the image on the left here, it's just more visually appealing. It has a higher contrast. It's, it's me, but in cartoon form, right? So I'm going to change the name of this one. I think I'll use this image, right? With preview. And I'm looking over to the side as much as possible. We want to use something where the person is looking over to the side. Tanya, looking. So is that right or left? I'm looking left, whatever, I'm looking. Anyways, okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead now and open Canva. Okay. So Canva, I have a pro account. They have a pretty decent free platform, but the pro account you can do a little bit more with. Oh, actually, while I'm here, let me show you. I'll show you one of the flyers we made for one of our students, Yesenia. We actually made her her logo using that app. You can see the LNM6 homemade. That's her logo that she made for her customer, or I'm sorry, for her business, using that app, like cartoonizing herself. Right, so you can do a lot of different things with that Toon Me app. Okay, so let's go back over to, it's free. Yeah, it's free. So we'll go here. Let's go ahead and create a design. And let's start it with, let's see, let's do like I don't know, like a Facebook ad, I guess. I could do just a Facebook ad. That'll start as a Facebook ad. Okay, so remember oh, and you can use templates. They have amazing templates. I'm going to do an ad for this workshop that we have tomorrow. Workshop. It's actually more of like a women's. It's a women in business. So, like I said, they have amazing. It's an amazing platform. There's great templates that you can use. I don't know. I don't love any of these. Let me see. Women's Day. Love these either. I'm being picky. I could pick any one of them and they're fine. I don't know why I'm being so difficult. Women. I'll just use this and then I'll change it up. Okay. Wait a minute. All right. So I do recommend whenever possible to start with a template just because it gives you something to work with so you don't have to be as creative, right? So I don't like the picture of them. I'm just going to get rid of this here. I'm going to put my picture in here. So so go up over to uploads here. We'll upload that photo of me. And I don't know what I called it. Downloads, I called it something like Tanya. I think it was on the desktop, maybe. Tanya looking is what it was. Okay. All right. So once you put the photo of yourself into your flyer, you're going to want to remove the background. Okay. So we want to create create images, create things that pull our eyes to the flyer or to the image. And to do that, we want contrast and we want things to be as crisp as possible. So to remove the background, you click on the image itself, then click on edit photo on the top left. Edit photo, blah, and then click on BG remover for background remover. So it just took the background away, right? Took the background away. Now there are a couple of areas where maybe it didn't do a great job. You can get in there by clicking the dots and making it even closer, right? Even more, right? Even more, right? That right. All right. Okay. Something like that, and be done, right? So now I have the background removed. We, though, can make the image even more visually appealing or even more likely that people will look at the image by putting a border around the image, by putting like a shadow, a border. So to do that, you once again click on the image, click on edit photo, and then scroll down to shadows. Shadows. You can then click outline right there, and you can choose the color of the outline. You can choose the size of the outline. You can make it blur or not blur. You can put it further away. You can do all sorts of different things, right? So I think I'm going to go with purple. I don't know why, but I'm going to go with purple. Okay. All right. The next thing we want to do, whenever we have an image of a person's head or face, you want to make sure that there are no floating bodies, right? We don't want to chop people off. And so you don't want the head floating up here like this, right? So wherever the body is chopped off, you want it to touch the edge of the flyer. So I'm going to pull this down and put it on the edge. Now I also have it chopped off right here, but I don't want to put it over to the left side because of where I'm looking, right? So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something next to it. So for the placement of the head in a flyer, you want it to be very similar to as if you were doing a portrait of a person, and you want the head to be about 1/4 of the page above the head in space, not more than that, not less than that. Does that make sense? So if you cut this page into quarters, about 25% would be above the head. So I have it a little high, but that's not too bad. Not too bad. Before I move on, any questions so far? Pretty straightforward stuff, right? Pretty straightforward stuff. All right. So I'm going to, one thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put something next to the arm since I have the arm cut off. To do that, I'll just do this here. And let me change that color to the same colors we used before. And I think it was something like that. No, a little darker, maybe kind of a bluish purplish. Let's see here, bluish purplish right there. As close as we can, right? As close as we can. All right. So, so remember what goes on a flyer? What are the 5 pieces of information that goes on a flyer? It was who, what, when, where, why, and call to action, Okay, so who, we have the Rec Innovation Lab, lab space. Rec Innovation Lab invites you. Oh, I think maybe I'll do invites you small like this. Invites you to invites you to the women in business expo. So now we have the who and the what. We need the when and the where, right? So when is, tomorrow would be Wednesday, March 20. And the time would be at 12, or maybe it's just 12 to 2 p.m. 12 to 2 p.m. You can see here, whenever something is like dangling, you can just spread it out like this, right? But remember, what was the rule about where people look? They look first at the eyes and then where the eyes are looking. So we want that most important thing to be right there where the eyes are looking. And so what's the most important thing usually? Our logo, right? Our logo. So we want to go to insert our logo. If you don't have a logo for your business, make one. You can make one on Canva, just like we were doing this flyer, right? So if I go to my logos here, I can put in my Rec Innovation Lab logo like this, put it where I want it. I can actually get rid of this. Rec Innovation Lab invites you to the women in business. So there's also a couple other things that we can do to the text to make it more visually appealing. And I recommend actually that you do this whenever you're creating a flyer, and that's click on the text, click on effects, and then just give it a little lift. Just kind of helps it stand off the page. Did you see what I did there by doing that? Right? Let me make it bold so it's easier to see. So here's with the lift. If we do here effects, no lift, you see the difference? You see the difference, right? Let me go back over here. So here, effects, we'll give it a little lift there. We're going to give some lift here. It just kind of makes it stand out. You see that? Yeah. Here, I'll do it here too. Effects, give it a little lift. Yeah. So now we look at the eyes, we look at the logo. We have the who, the what, the when. We don't have the where. So we were going to want to say something like at Miramar College. Now, if we wanted to share more information like directions or anything else, or if there's a sign up or something like that, we can easily just share that on the flyer. But flyers, should not have links. They should have QR codes, especially hard flyers or handouts. And so to put a link, I'll just show you how to do this here. You want to use the shortest URL possible whenever you're creating a QR code, because it makes the QR code easier to scan and less busy, right? So I'm going to copy that there. So I'm going to go back over here to my image. I don't love the colors or anything on this, but so let me create a QR code. To create a QR code, you just click on the top left where it says apps. In the search apps, just type in QR. and it'll give you lots of different QR code generators. Let's just use a simple plain old QR code generator right there, and then paste the URL there, generate code. And now I have a QR code for the event that people can scan, and it will give them more information about parking or about any other things that we want to share with them. Yeah. So somebody here just asked me to do it one more time, so I'm just going to show you guys again. So you go up to the top here, click in apps, then in the search bar, type in QR code. All right. And then choose a QR code. I'm going to choose a prettier one this time, artistic here, art QR code right there. I've used this one before, open. And the URL, Command V, enter, generate, oopsie, example, birthday cake, hot air balloon. There we go, generate. I always go back and ask myself again, do I have the who? Do I have the, ooh, that's cool. It's a hot air balloon. I like it. I'm going to use that one. Hot air balloon QR code. Do I have the who? Do I have the, I don't know, maybe it's too busy. Who, what, when, where, and my call to action. All right. Do I need a separate call to action really? I don't know. Let me see. That's pretty good. Pretty ugly, actually. Not the best. Here, let me just do this here. I'm going to change the color to white. And then college. I'm going to change the font too. I don't love that font. Let's find something else. Let's do that font. No. You never want to use more than 2 fonts in any flyer, right? Or else it gets too busy, too difficult to read. And I've already got too many fonts. What font is this? Garrett. We'll use that same Garrett here. Garrett. Miramar College. All right. Now we've got all the information there. Yeah. I really hate this background color. It's awful. I'm going to modify it. Just give me a second. Sorry, I can't. It's just too ugly. I can't take it. I'm going to change it here. There we go. I don't like that either. Maybe that's better. I don't love that either. Maybe it's because this is too. It works. Maybe get rid of this one. I don't know. What do you think? Anything else I should do to this to make it better?
Ms. Hertz,
Yeah, talk to me.
what's like the max amount of fonts that you want? I know yesterday in
2.
class we were just 2.
Yeah, you really want to try to strive for 2 fonts. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, obviously I probably too many in here, but yeah,
Okay, thank you.
2 is the goal. You want to try to keep it to 2. How many do I have here? I have 1, 2, 3-ish. It works. Women in Business Expo. Anyways, so this is not the best flyer I've ever made in my life, but you get the idea. Next step. We now have this flyer. And what did I make it for the size? I can't remember what I did. I did it as I think it was like a Facebook ad, right? The size was like Facebook ad. But now I want to print out a flyer and I want to put it on Instagram and I want to put it on a lot of other things. So to do that, up at the top left, you're going to click on resize and magic switch and then choose what you want to make it for. So I want to also do it as let's see, I want to do it as, I don't know. I want to put it, I don't know, an infographic, right? Continue. And then copy and resize. It'll put all the information over in the new size, and then you just move it around, right? You just move it around and put it where it needs to be, right? Play around with it. I'm going to put it also in, maybe I'll put it in the classroom, right? We do that a lot. We put it on the Google Classroom. I think it's called Google Classroom announcement, right? Copy and same thing. And you just change it for everything that everything you need it. It'll put it in the right size and you just move it around. You just move it around. All right. Questions so far? Questions so far? Yeah.
Going back to the QR code, did you have to create a link first?
Yeah. Yeah. So you can put it to any link you want. So if you're doing if you're doing a flyer for your business, let's say, you might want to just do your LinkedIn link, right? So you'd go to your LinkedIn account and you would go to go to your page and right, copy your LinkedIn QRL. If you have a website, right, and you want them to go to the website, right, Rec Innovation Lab, you can do that and you can copy and paste your website. Now, if you did something like that, like your website, you could use that as your call to action, right? Visit us at, learn more, right? So you could do here, learn more at, and put that QR code there. This one I did, the QR code was for like a Google form to sign up. So you could do register here, RSVP here, right? So it just depends on what you want to send them to, right? Any other questions?
Yeah. Question.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was just like.
No, it's okay.
So you took your photo, your face
Uh-huh.
for this from another photo, and you clear the background. How does it know what to clear and what to leave? Like, I didn't know to clear the bathroom wall.
So whenever he asked about, like, whenever you remove the background of a photo, it will remove anything behind you, but sometimes it doesn't do a great job. And that's why you have the option of going in there and sort of cleaning it up. So yes. So like, let's say, for example, uploads, let me go to my uploads here. Yeah. Here, I'll pull in one more. I think I have the Tanya one, right? This one where I was looking over right here. Yeah, so you hope that it does a good job. It does a pretty darn good job. So you click on edit photo, click on background remover, and fingers crossed that it takes the whole background off. Yeah, it does a pretty good job. See, it does a pretty good job.
It figures that your face is the central part. So
yeah, it removes everything. It tries to remove everything but the face. Oh, I was going to show you guys one other thing. If you don't have a pro account, it won't let you remove the background. And so, so to do that, if you want to, I can give you a link that you can use if you don't have a pro account, and I'll pull that up right now. So that's, oopsie, sorry. Photo day. Oh, no, no, that would be, no, not photo day. Sorry, I'm trying to remember where it is. Thumbnail. Yeah. Here it is. It's www.remove.bg. And this is it's another great way to take the background out. So you just upload the image just like I did there. You put it in there and you tell them to remove the background, and it just takes the background away, right? Just like that, see? Yep, and then you download that. Other questions? And I'll put this in the chat here for you guys at home. And then,
yes, I have a question too, Professor Hertz.
oh yeah, absolutely.
Is there any examples or like when we should use QR codes? So like if I was making an advertisement for Instagram, obviously I feel like people are already on their phones, so why would I put a QR code on there? So there are other
QR codes are for hard copies, right?
Mhm.
So if you're doing something digital like Instagram, QR codes don't really make sense, right? That said, if you some people do like to include QR codes even in digital, digital copies, because you can actually scan the QR code with your phone, even the image on your phone. You don't have to actually take a picture of it. Does that make sense? So, I mean, I try to use QR codes when I'm making a hard copy of something, a hard flyer to hand people. If it's digital, put a link, right? Not a QR code. Is my
like like a Google slide, like how you were talking about, like a Google slide, put a QR code, or no?
For a Google slide, you mean a form? or a
like,
slide,
like
a
a
PowerPoint
you put a QR code in there to
for,
scan it.
for a PowerPoint presentation?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, Google Slide, of course. Yeah, yeah. I would in a Google Slide, I would absolutely put a QR code because the people watching would then scan it. In the pitch competition that we did last week over at SDSU, the teams, that's what they did. At the end of their presentation, they said, "Connect with us." They had a QR code right there, and then everybody in the audience could scan that QR code and immediately connect with them. In fact, QR codes are also great to even just put like on a business card and nothing else. Just the business card to all of your information, and then you don't have to have all of this extra stuff. They can just scan it and they have all your contact info. Yeah, I put them on all resumes now, put them on pretty much anything hard copy. I put a QR code. What? And my nails? Yeah, I don't have, I was wondering if I wore them today, but I have little sticky QR codes for your fingernails that take, take people to my contact information. So yeah, you could do a lot of cool things with QR codes. Yeah. Any other questions about anything? Yeah, the free version of TuneMe is fine. And if you're making a flyer for somebody else, right, with somebody else in it, it's a good idea to, to make that person look good, right? And they'll appreciate it. They're more likely to share it. And then also people are more likely to click on it and to follow it if it has somebody who's happy and who looks good, right? And let me share one other thing here. Yeah, we make a lot of flyers here at the rec, right? All the time for our different, for our different events. And so you can see we follow this sort of rule of thumb all the time. Here's information from our workshop last week with Erica Lee, right? You can see image of her face right there. It has the critical information, the QR code, etc. So all of them are like this if you click on any of them. Yeah. Any other questions at all about making a flyer, how to make a flyer, what to put on the flyer, or anything else?
Hi, Professor. Andrew has a question, and he wrote, for the QR codes, are we able to include a word or two for what the QR code leads to?
So it depends on which of the QR code generators you use, but like if you want like a graphic
Kind of
image
what,
word.
my bad.
What? Say, go
What
ahead.
I was kind of getting at, like on my resume, for example, like they just see a QR code, they're not gonna know what it's for. You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
yeah, so you can put a little note like on the resume, scan for digital resume below it. You can put a little sort of note on there, but not within it doesn't go within the QR code itself. You just kind of put like a little sort of thumbnail or a little description underneath it. Let me show you the resumes. Oopsie, I have it as forms right now. The resume assignment. So yeah, in fact, in all of my classes, I actually require that my students put the QR code in their resumes because it shows that you're, technologically savvy, that you're comfortable, and more people are just really comfortable with using them and seeing them themselves. I don't know why I'm a little slow right now coming up, but yeah, anyways, yeah. Other questions, or see if I can get this to work over here. Try one more time. Resume. There we
just
go.
because I have my LinkedIn like right now, and it looks like really like the link looks really like bulky and long, so that's why I want to include my QR code. But for example, like, are they gonna know that QR code leads to your LinkedIn, or you get what I'm saying?
So on a resume, the rule of thumb is that if you have a QR code there, it's bringing people to LinkedIn unless it states something else. So can you see my screen right now?
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, see the resume template? This is a pretty normal resume. The QR code will go to the LinkedIn. But let me I know this is off topic, but I just want to show you one little thing that you can do as well in LinkedIn. Since LinkedIn is such an amazing tool, we use it all the time. one thing you can do with your long URL in LinkedIn is you can actually edit it by clicking on your picture, then clicking on view profile, then up here on the top right hand, there's a little pencil that says public profile and URL. If you click on that, you can actually edit your URL to include just your name, right? And anytime you have the option to shorten a URL or to customize it with your own name, your own branding, do it, right? Do it. So that's something that you can do as well.
Perfect. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries, no worries. Any other questions about anything? Oh, and thank you. It looks like also Calvin shared the TuneMe app, which is an excellent app. And then Andrew's question was the QR code. Yeah. Any other questions? Yeah, the version I'm using, Kyle, is the paid version, and it's not very expensive. I don't remember exactly how much it is, but I have the cheapest version of it, and you can do so much with it. As a rec student, you can actually, if you want it, I'll let you use mine, but while you're here at the rec. Other questions, comments, concerns? All right. So if you're here with me today, I will help you with your, with anything that you want to print out or anything that you want to make. And one thing I will say too, you don't always have to print out all of your flyers. One thing that I've noticed more and more people are doing is they'll just have one flyer with a QR code on it. And that's it, right? So they don't have to hand a bunch of stuff to people. Your QR code is there. They can take a picture of it and get to whatever you want to tell them about or show them. And people appreciate not having a bunch of stuff in their hands and trees that they have to, kill. So yeah, so you can totally do that. Just put a little lucite, stand with your flyer and the QR code, and that's enough. Anyways, okay, everybody, thank you so much for coming today. I appreciate, yeah, look at, there's a, yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. Just a
Miss
little-
Hertz,
Yeah, go
I
ahead,
have
Luke.
one final question for
Yeah.
our assignment. Since we're being here, will I be able to reference back to this video since it's being recorded? Or
Yes. So we'll go ahead and stop the recording after this, and then usually within about 24 hours, you can access the videos, and you can do that on our YouTube channel, and I'll give you the link to our YouTube channel right now. So by tomorrow, this video will be there, and you can reference it again. And I'll share that here. Any other questions from anyone? Thank you all so much for coming. I really appreciate it. I hope this was helpful. I hope you got at least something out of this for your flyers or your digital marketing materials. And yeah, thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. Yep. Oh
Thanks.
yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh yeah. Thanks
Yeah,
everybody.
thank you.
All right. Bye everybody.
Thank
Take
you.
care.